Okay, today we are going to build an M35 heavy-duty clutch. We are going to start off with the steel pressure plates and the steel liners. What we are going to do here is, just on 3 of them, we are going to glue 3 friction liners. Now the glue that we do use, this is the stuff you can literally glue a car windshield with. This stuff is, let's just don't touch it and shake somebody's hand. That's all we can probably say. This stuff is really, really good. But what we're going to do is we only glue 3 of the steel liners. We're going to glue 2 of the
pressure plates?
Well, no, just 1 pressure plate, and we glue 2 steel liners.
Correct.
And when we get that on there, put the friction liner on there, put pressure on there, let's push down and turn around to get all the air and all the glue around. Do that with both steel liners. And make sure you line them up, because you don't want the liner to be hanging over the edge of the steel liner. You want them pretty much dead center, or as close as you can get to it. And then the pressure plate. Those are the 3 you do. The last one stays absolutely bare. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to get the shaft. The first thing we do with the shaft is we're going to use WD-40. The silicone lubricant. What this stuff does is that it leaves a coating over the shaft, which that coating helps the shaft not to rust. And this is the whole purpose of this right here, is so the shaft won't rust. Next we're going to do, we're going to put the 3/8 key on the center. As you can see, we got 2 cuts for the keys. You only put 1 into the center. And how we do that, we come over here. We line this best, get it lined up as good as we can. And we put it right in the center and just press it in. Then we get the clutch body. Now the clutch body, we are going to do the same thing with the silicone WD-40 lubricant. So we're going to squirt it all over. I'll wipe off the excess. Okay. Now, you grab the shaft, and you can see on the shaft, you have 2 different sizes. We're going to get the big size, the front of the shaft, and slide it in. And then it goes through the key, as you can see. And we are going to line it up with this divot inside to this hole. We're going to put it in until it lines up. And then we are going to grab the 3/8 set screw with the tool.
What size tool?
This is, as soon as I get my glasses, is going to be, and they don't mark it down. Well, hey, that's okay. It's made in the USA. That's all that counts. It's the tool for the 3/8 set screw. Okay. And we get blue. We use the blue Loctite. And put the blue Loctite on. going to get the excess off. I always wipe it down with the saturated rag with the oil. And the next step is we have a set ring. What the set ring is going to do is it's going to fit snug on the clutch body. You see, like that. Now the purpose of the set ring is for the 2 release levers we are going to use. All the metal, what we do here is that we all the metals that we can, we lubricate it, as we said before, so the rust won't get it. We put 1 release lever there. And 1 release lever on the other side. Now I know you see we got 2 cuts here and 2 cuts on the other side. Don't worry, you cannot make the mistake. The release lever will never fit on this groove here. Only on the ones that's made for. And now we start with the liner that we glued on first with the pressure plate. Now the glue, you can see right now, you can barely move, you can't even move that. So it's actually, this glue does dry really fast. That's why I say when you glue it, don't get it on your hands. Then we grab the steel liner with the glued liner on. Now when you do this, remember, it's always facing up.
The
liner?
The liner is the one that has it, the ears coming out.
Yes, the steel liners have the ears.
Yeah.
And when you put them in there, they always face up, face towards you, however you wish to say it, goes right in there. It goes in that order. Pressure plate with the liner, then the steel liner with the ears, and another steel liner with the ears, and then we put the 2 springs in, and then the steel pressure plate that we do use, the steel pressure plate, that goes on last. This is the plate that has no liner on it. And then we put on, that is the adjustment ring. Again, we are going to, after I spray Carlos with everything, we are going to wipe down with the good stuff so it won't rust. When you put this on, you have to, the release levers are at an angle to where, you cannot put the adjustment ring on clearly, so you have to go in here and you have to press them back, line everything up. I like to, when I build them, I like to give the liners just a little bit of a bite. And now what we're going to install is these are 1032 by 3/4 brass tip set screws. We're going to install them right where they need to be. And what we use is a green Loctite. Green Loctite is not that powerful, but what we use it for, you put right there where you see the brass tip. This is the top right here, and this is the bottom, the brass tip. We put barely that, not even that. I'll actually take a lot of that off. As you can see, we don't need a lot, because all we use this for is a Teflon. So in case you're not going to tighten one down, which it could happen, because if you do your adjustment, and if this lines up with the release lever, you don't tighten it, or if it lines up with the crevice right here, you don't tighten it. So this stuff acts as a Teflon, so it won't vibrate out and you won't end up losing one. Like that. And I was just showing you how it's easy to lose them. There you go, barely in on there, and that does a world of good. Just that little bit right there. Okay, now the next step is we are going to press the crown. That's what I call it. I don't know, what do you want to call it, Carlos?
Crown is fine.
Okay.
Aluminum crown.
And again, we get the good stuff. I normally don't hit the sprockets, because the sprockets, when we buy them, the company literally puts oil on them, and I'll leave that oil on them because that's what protects those sprockets from the rust. Get that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to the press, and what you do is, let me come back over here. You see the two studs that stick up, and then you can see that there's these two holes that look way different than the other four. These two are going to line up with these right here, like so. And then we bring it all over here. We use a aluminum bar, line it up, because what we want to do is, when we get this stuff going, we want to line everything up perfect. So if you get it off to one side, then you're actually doing some damage to a few things in there. So we just get it up there and press it in, and then we grab, this is the brass bushing. Outside 1.5 inches, the inside diameter is 1 3/8. You push that in here. Do the same thing, because since this is brass, very sensitive. You want that to go in absolutely as straight as you can. That one is pretty good. So now what we get, this is the, we got what we got right here, 3/8, 16 by 1.25 inches. These are the alloy flatheads. These are the bolts we are going to be using to lock down. As you can see, the 4 holes there. We're going to put 4 of these. All 4 of these are going to go in there. And we use the blue Loctite when we do this. Don't worry if you make a bit of a mess. That's what machine shuts are all about. All you gotta do is just get the tips like that right there. That's about it. There we go, as you can see. Now I like to get the tool and absolutely get the D-wall.
Can you see the end of that?
The what?
It's a square.
Yep, it's an Allen.
It's an Allen, yeah.
Yep, Allen wrench. That's all it is. We put in a D-wall, and D-wall takes care of the rest. Okay, clean up our mess though. That's what we really got to do. And then I'll go over just a little bit with the saturated rag of the oil. You get a little extra Okay, now we switch to a honer, which what we're going to do is, the good thing about this is it's going to clean, it's going to make everything nice and smooth. We're going to add squirts this stuff in here, and what this is going to do, and then we, as soon as I hit Carlos again with it, we're just going to put the honer in here. I like to go, it doesn't take long for this to happen. Then what I like to do is I like to reverse it. Go the other direction and hit it again a few times. See, it's a little bit messy in here, but that's okay because the mess, well, it's kind of an oil mess, so. And then I want to do, again with the saturated rag of the oil, I want to go over it again. Okay, now what this is going to go, now we're going to take this, and we're going to flip it upside down to where the big end is sticking straight up. This is going to fit right over the top, and everything goes good. It's going to slide down really nice and smooth, and you can see on the steel liners where the ears fit right inside the crevice of the crown. So just move that over like so. It fits down. I do the spin to make sure if it's in neutral, it has free spin, and that is really nice right there. Next step, this is an 1 3/8 collar. We're going to put that on there. The purpose of the collar is so that when the chains are around here, this will slide up and down. It has nothing there. So we'll put the collar on. Now what I usually do is I'll take it, as you can see it, I want to move it just slightly up. You can see it's touching the sprocket right now. I'm going to move it ever so slightly up. It doesn't need to go a long way. I snug it down just to make sure we have about that much play. That's all you need. Once when we get it right to where we want it, tighten it down. And then the next step is this is a, as you can see, it's going to have on the back, it's a 35-24 by 1 inch, but we take this sprocket out and get it bored out to 1 3/8. This one is going to go on the sprocket. Again, you can see the big end. When we put this on, any set screw you want, you line the set screw up with the divot there. Put it in there. Usually what I like to do, I like to just kind of make sure I got it in there. I'll just leave it loose and I hit the hole. Let's tighten that up really good. Go around, tighten up the other one. Okay. And that is how you put an M35 heavy duty main shaft together.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank
Any
you.
questions, sir?
No question. You did good.